Hey everybody! It is time for us to play back to range. Which one we gonna do? Chill. We're gonna chill. All right, moving right along. What we're doing? I'm placing my Justine in his little spacesuit. We need to remember that the thing about our characters here. I'm going to bring in just a normal Navin. Take a look at the size differences between Navin and our Justine. I feel like the Justine is markedly large because that's not as big as we can do it. So I want it to be about yay big. They're not very big. And they hover at about this altitude. And then we will take, and I think I'll just duplicate these sensor stocks and then drop them below. And we'll take these guys. Call this leg 1. I will make a much more reasonable Justine later on. But for right now, we just need to get this scene done. So I'm going to go on ahead and going to move one at a time. Only one at a time. All right. Then we're going to think this one through because I'm going to duplicate 2 more for the pads. Pad 1 is, we're going to go to pad 1 here. Let's get in close. Here's what we're going to do with this. We're going to scale it, but only in one direction. Yeah. Because a Justine has 2 pads, which it uses for various things. And we need to make them just thin pads. There are these 2 pads that it can use as paddles. Most of the time, the Justine uses those 2 pads for swimming or floating through space or, whatever it does. What our dear Justine's going to use it for is, of course, like most sentient Justine, they use it for extra manipulation of things. Obviously, they can reach up and just push things with the pad. They've got control over it. So some fine motor control on it. I'm going to duplicate the node and make this pad too. Now, at some point, I'm going to have to make full versions of these guys because this is going to be hard to see and understand. However, we'll do the best we can, right? Look at the front view. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe these should be bigger. So let's do 175. And this guy 2, bring him up to 175. These two paths. So there we go. These are the manipulator arms. The truth is, Justine has 6, so we should have 2 more because there's 4. These are these 4 right here, the 4 on the bottom that go to these manipulator arms. It won't matter because he's in a spacesuit. Texture shaded. Okay. Right, so it's not going to matter because he's going to be in a spacesuit. So, but there's 4 arm tentacles. Armticles? Armticles. Out here. I feel like he's the right size, so we don't need nabbing anymore. These two, so I'm going to take 2 more legs, and I'm going to make 2 more, which will be the long legs. Right. Frog legs are like frog legs. It has the long legs, they're very long, and they go down here. We're using legs just so we don't have to deal with tentacles, or the word tentacles, or the implication there. So, okay. All of the pieces of it just seen looks like it's done. So I'm going to go on ahead and save this guy. Scene subset, right? I'm going ahead and call him a Bellatrix lead for right now. He's way down at the bottom. So we're going to put him down here as 9. We don't need the camera, but we do need the Justine shell suit. Okay. So now he lives down here. Kind of hard to see him, but that's okay. Okay. Now that we've done that, now we can complete the scene that's in the top part of the story piece. So we're going to go ahead and open. Nope, we don't need to save changes to them. Interiors, interior sets, Kitty-Wake, mess hall, mess hall. Let's see how much of mess hall has crashed. A lot of things have crashed, but it looks like it's mostly Chang, although there's a console missing. Okay, so we need a console. Let's kick this out to here, interior textures, interiors. That's interior textures. General items, we need console 0101. That's you. Right, we'll skip that, skip, because we're going to reload her. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So we're going to reload her completely, so we don't need to worry about her. All right. Now, if you recall, we are prepped and ready here with the mess hall. The mess hall's doing good. We're going to do a few little bits of things to like just block up stuff. Like that hallway goes on down forever there, and that's actually probably where our midshipman's coming from. So put in our midshipman. He's in here. Right. We'll bring him over to us. Wow. 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 Spin him around so that he's talking to our captain. And we'll bring in Chang. This is a reasonable Chang. Unreasonable Chang. And a perspective view. Select on Chang. Closer and closer and closer. This is what you call face-to-face with a Jacine. I'm just saying. Okay, let's check the scene before this because we don't actually need this anymore. Let's check our scene to make sure that where we are with the Jacine is, because we're fixing this scene right here, which is page 5. Okay, so we look at page 4 real quick. Let's just check a couple of things with page 4. We haven't actually seen her pick up her coffee yet. So we have stuff we want her to do, right? So looking at the scene, this is a rough page to begin with. Go ahead and close this because we don't need to save it. Everything's fine. Okay, so now looking at this scene. Let's rig it. Take him and move him back. The Jacine hover at about eye level for most people. He's going to have one pad. He's going up. So I'm going to bring this pad up like so. Right like so. And have it here for this. And he's using this pad here, just bring it up. So he's using it to hold things. So one leg like that, and the rest of the legs are down. Now she needs to look less like that, more kind of grumpy. Why is that one that way? So we're gonna just sit here and like figure out what pose I like for this. To start, we're gonna start here. We're gonna have to fix some stuff, right? Move that there. We're gonna twist this out. I don't know what keeps adjusting her mouth, but it's very irritating to me that there is something that seems to think something up here needs to be screwed with for some reason. Maybe for some reason this. It does make her teeth a little huge, that doesn't it? Eyes are also way out of alignment. Weird. I don't get it. It messes with the maquette, and I'm not sure why it's messing with the maquette. No morphs should be activating. Yet the morphs seem to be activating. All right, here's what we're going to do. We've got this pose here. This is going to be just sort of my generic WTF pose for her. So we're going to say save as. We're going to say pose preset, right? And we're going to say this is a thing, right? And take Chang Li's service. We're going to make sure we turn off the general, right? General. And the same thing, we're going to turn off the general for the hips. Making sure also when we have pose controls that all of these are also set properly, and we're going to accept it. Okay. And now we can kind of have her in this same pose. Here, we're also going to take this particular character pose. Here, we're going to move her over back to the spot because apparently we can't keep her around. Move this here. Oh, this is her coffee. Let her have the coffee. Midshipman, you are noisy and loud. And why won't you let me have that coffee? All right. Now we rig the scene. Square in the eye stalk, man. All right, now let's give her correct rotation for this. That is not good. Facing him here. Cork. Nope, don't do that. And we want to make sure that she looks like she's talking to him. Okay, so we've also got to remember that the camera has to be from this side. So we'll go to the camera. We'll make sure we're here. And what we're going to do is we're going to fake the scene a little. So we're going to take this guy. We're just going to turn the plant on off, right? Because we've got to kind of fake this scene a little. Because she's still waiting for the coffee to be made. If we look at the panel is thin, wide. So we're going to want to come in here. And first of all, the camera is set kind of strange. So let's go ahead and fix that camera, right? Because it's set for 35 millimeters, right? Which might be okay. But We could probably go a little lower or a little higher if we needed to, and I feel like this is a much more intimate thing. So I'm going to set this for 55 millimeters. That sets our camera in a little bit closer and tighter in this one, so that what we're going to get is this Jacine talking to her. Right, we're going to move him upward just a hair like so. Get him some altitude here. Okay, turn him a little towards the camera so that he's not white. So do that. Right. Now he starts this conversation, so we want him on the left. That's what kind of happens here and how we do these things. He's starting the discussion, so we're going to put him on the left side. If we look over here on this discussion, this is where it's good to kind of know where we are, right? He's here, she's here that way, and maybe also he's continuing on from the previous page. And she says, "Midshipman, do you know General Order 21? 21, sir? I'm afraid I'm not familiar." And then she says, "No complicated discussions with skipper prior to coffee 30. What time is it, midshipman?" Right. 0600, sir. Right. Then there's the pause. She drinks her coffee. Oh. So this is where this discussion is. Okay. So the other thing I want to do is I'm going to take these and just kind of put them like, see, this is part of the problem here, folks. We're going to have to fix this. We didn't know what we could do at that point, so we'll come in and have to fix this. But we're going to take this scene and we're going to duplicate it because it's just the same shot both sides. Right? So this is the same shot as this, but this is closer. Okay? So we're going to take this shot here. And we're going to have her do this. And then we're going to say shaping and then move it up. Right? Shaping. For crying out loud. Daz, work with me here. Pose controls. We're just going to go over here. We're going to go to pose controls and we're just going to hit mouth. We're just going to open her mouth a little because she's talking. Here, we're going to open her mouth like so. And actually what I think I might want to do, and let's go to the perspective view here, just double checking on this one. Now she looks really incredulous, doesn't she? What if she were to put a stopping hand up, right? Let's go check the hands because there is a firm hand on this one. So we'll go to the right hand here. This one. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop, stop, stop. See? Like that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, 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 hey. All right, now go back to the camera for the check. Here we go. I think her hand can be forward more. All right. We'll put her hand down. Hey, hey, ooh, ho, 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 ho. Stop. Right. The thing we want to check though is where will this hand be with all of the dialogue, right? We got this, this, and this, right? So we want to kind of go in here. We're going to come up here, and we're going to need to make sure her hand is visible here, because that's going to be the key, right? So I'm going to put this here or that there. So what I'm noticing is this: we're going to want to be further back just a little bit, like so. And that way we can move right here and there and here. So that there's distance between the two so that I can put those two in the same shot. Composition wise. right? This is also good because we'll get some of the tentacles from our Jacine in the actual shot, so I'll know where the hell to draw them. Right. This is going to end up being page 5, frame 1. So when we get in here, this is going to be page 05, frame 01. Looking over here, go ahead and open that up. And we already have it set up in here with all of these things. Here's page 501, right? So that's what it looks like. We're going to hit all and copy. We go over here. We get into this frame right here. I'm going to hit paste. Take a look at what our positioning looks like now. Now we're going to need to kind of bring it up to size. There's no object to transform because you are Google. Why are we having a problem with this? This is an object. We can transform it. Yeah? Or is something locked up on this page? I don't know it. Are we just confused? Right. We might be confused. We'll have to see. Selection up. That's why. Not a problem. We can fix that. All right. U to U. That's what the problem was. Go to the width of this frame. Bring it down. Right. So now we're looking at it and I'm going, well, kind of want something a little closer to this. So I need wide. I need wider. Right? That's what I'm looking here as I'm like, well, we're short just a little bit on either side. This is easy enough to just re-render by doing this. Right? That gives me a little bit of space on the side. The characters have some breathing space in here. Right. Go through and make sure. Save. And this way we go through. It's going to go. Right. We're going to resave over it. It should allow us to work. Open recent. Okay, we've gone through here. We've all selected. Then we're going to paste. Pasting in. And then we're going to take this guy and bring it up. I want to be able to get it on both sides of this frame. So we're going here to here, and we're going to take a look at it here. Okay, there we go. See, there we go. Perfect. Because this is a full bleed, I want to be very careful not to get more. Her eyes can't cross this line because that's the safe, right? Anything above this line, way past the trim. So we're going to kind of make sure that everything important is underneath this upper line here and that her eyes are past the safe. So there we go. I go through and apply that transformation. Right. So now that we've done that, we're going to come in here with this. You know what we don't want to do? We don't want to do that because there's a matching scene at the bottom. But we're going to take the perspective view. We're going to have her copy. Right, so So I'm going to just twist her torso around. I'm going to have her straighten out her arm on this one. The left hand's reaching, so we really kind of want something more like that, right? We go into the pose controls and we'll just take the eyes, right? We're going to just close the eyes. What else is going on here, guys? Something else is happening. There we go. So what we're doing here is look at the scene, okay? She's reaching into the repl mat with her hand. She's going to grab the coffee, okay? So that's where we're at this point in time. So we want her to reach into the repl mat. We need her to bend over a little bit to the side, I think, because she needs to be kind of tilting in a little bit. Okay, what I'm doing here is minor adjustments to her stance, because I feel like she should be kind of right, a little defeaty. Her body is a little. She's having some. I mean, not total issues, but she's having issues. Right now, I feel like I've bent her body too much. I mean, I like this concept and like what we're doing, but I feel like we're bending just a little too much at the wrong angle. So we're going to take her hip and rotate her a little, more like this and this, and then have her bending over a little bit more like that. I don't think this is going to show very much, because I think I'm going to be higher than this in the end. Godzilla. It's not denominational. So I'm not going to really I'm gonna twist her body a little more. Seems to be a little bit better. Just looking at this. So this is the equivalent, by the way, of sketching the scene. For me, this is how I sketch my scenes. It goes a little faster. Everything goes a little quicker whenever I do it this way. So we're going to take a look here. What's moved? Her chest side to side. So we're going to bring her chest up. That's way side to side. Okay, that's where the shift was. Okay. Okay, we're going to bring this arm down and forward. She's just reaching for a coffee, man. That's all she wants. We can kind of take a look at this from the point of view of her coffee even. Might even be kind of fun. Can I get a little close here so the coffee's in the foreground? Right? And this puts the right hand in scene, so I want to make sure I've just got it loosened up a little because I don't want it to be tight like it was because it's not holding. She's not holding it up anymore. So we're gonna translate her back just a hair, rotate her around just a hair. All right, we're gonna then bring this front and down. And let's twist it just a bit like so. Chang Li's service target is here. Her eye target is over here on coffee. So let's get her eye target back on coffee because let's get her back on eye on the prize, man. Get her eyes on the prize. Bring that around. Bring that back to here. Bring that forward. Bring it down. It needs to still come towards me more. So this. Look at where she ended up with that eye target. Right there. That's what I want. Okay, so now going back to this, everything is on the left side of this panel, but the panel is still wider by far than it is high. So I'm going to really want to bring this panel forward, kind of make sure that whatever is going on, the angle is such that it's not quite. I've got to think about this in a width way, right? We got to think about how this is going to look wide. So really the truth is, I think what's probably going to happen is this isn't going to be something where we're going to easily see what's going on in all the full panel. There's no way I can get exactly what I'm looking for with the width on this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look at it as we're going to look at this as more of a side by side. We're going to look at this more as a single shot, which has the coffee mug in the front and a frame cut out for the coffee replimat, and I'm going to leave it empty. And we're just going to draw that all in. So here's how we're going to do that. We're going to hit render on this, and this is page 5, frame 2. Right. Go over here, and then move it open. Page 5 is right here, so this is frame 2. Copy. And we will snag this frame right here. Say paste. What we're going to do is we're just going to take this guy right here. We're actually going to shrink him down. So we want the image that I was looking for is this. Okay. What I'm seeing here is I might be able to get a second frame, a second panel in here, and that's probably what I'm trying to do. Almost tempted to say I want to go for a second panel on this. So I'm going to take this panel, I'm going to shrink him in. Like so. What we're doing is we're just adding in a little bit. There we go. You're not going to be straight no matter what I do. There we go. I'm going to go up here to, this is the rectangle frame controller. I'm going to just add another frame right here. And well, you're irritating, because the border of the frame needs to be that. There. Hi. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. I'm going to add another panel in here. Well, you suck at frame. All right, that frame is now in. It's a whole nother critter child, right? So when we look at these frames, we go 1, this is 2, and put these in the correct order, 2, right? Now this guy's going to be 3, he's going to go there, right? And we get 4. And then this is frame 5. We've got a lot of frames in this page. It's okay. And then 6. Okay. Usually I put a lot of frames in for 2 reasons. 1, I'm going to put a lot of frames in because I want to get a lot of story pieces put through at the same time. 2, whenever I want more frenetic action. This is the former, not the latter. We're putting in a lot of frames so that we can kind of put in some extra shots and things like that, so we can kind of follow along on the story. So let's go here onto this guy. This guy should be this. All right, so we're going to then do the same thing we normally do. This. Pick here, go here, do that. Bring this down. Right, and now we're ready to deal with this. Why are you monochrome? Why are you always monochrome? Why is everything default to monochrome in this world? All right, now these 2 panels are ready. Now I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to attach it to her. To her left hand. Okay, so I've attached it to her left hand. And what that means whenever I attach things to the hand like that is that now the bulb is connected to her hand, right? So the drink bulb is in her hand, which is good because what we're really going to do now is we're going to find a pose over here that fits her hand being sort of in that sort of holding a bulb thing. That's this pose right here. And we're just going to adjust up the drink bulb until it's in her hand. Nymph. Right, so now she's got her coffee. And we can actually rotate it like so that it fits in her hand correctly. I love you a lot. Right, back to here. Right. There. Now she has her coffee. in her hand. This is the time where we want to make any last minute adjustments to the hand, because if we need to for if we need to for any reason, wow, or what it's like, we've got to be 6 miles out. This is our last chance, because for the rest of the scene, she's going to be holding this way. So the better and clearer we are with this, so that we don't have to mess with it anymore, the better off we are. All right, so the drink bulb has a trigger. Drink bulbs, yeah, we just went through her head. All the drink bulbs have this trigger. The trigger opens the bulb whenever you're. It's not important that we do this too much, because a lot of this is going to end up being not as big of a deal. So, one of the things we have to do is we're asking to do. There we go. Now, all right. Now she has her coffee. This is the important part, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to have her drink her coffee, right? So we twist her arm going back this way. We bend it going this way. We bend it up until it hits her in the face. This is her drinking cup. Little did we know that she has a drinking cup. Okay. And moving along like this, the side to side kind of gives it this. Bend it so that's like so. I'm going to twist it. You're like, what are you doing? This is so weird. Except that when people hold coffee, we actually hold it kind of like this, right? So we're going to be holding sort of this. This is the pose we're ultimately headed for. So we're going to push her arm back like so. We're going to push it down. We're going to bend this over here. And we're going to take you and go side to side like so. And then bend like so. All right, we're going to bring you back to here. In this instance, it looks like, though, the mug does need to pivot. So we're going to pivot the mug this way. Right? Because when we hold it, the hand it's not tilted this way. It's tilted this way, right? This pose, by the way, is going to be what we call a static normal pose for her holding her coffee. So once I'm going to work a little harder on it and save the pose, because this is going to be her standard I'm drinking coffee, leave me the hell alone pose. I've got one arm that's back. I'm not sure. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is go to her hip and unrotate. We just rotate it. We rotated her over. I'm going to unrotate that. Line her hip back up. Okay. I'm going to bring her head back around. Okay, her right hand needs to be cozying it. So we're going to do that. Same thing as before. Bring this forward just a hair. Bring this out just a hair. Like so. There we go. Now, thinking about how we hold when we hold with two hands, I'm not seeing my elbows out right, and I'm feeling my elbows are really close to my side. So I'm going to put her elbows down, and let's try to adjust the rest of her body to fit it. Right, so what do we need to do to get this to work properly? I think one of the things we need to do is just bring both of these elbows in. And we'll go front and back on this, sort of like this, and we'll twist it around more like so, which should give me a little bit more of sort of this effect that I'm after. But what I also want to do is bring sort of this back like this, because she's going to be more like, I feel like this is going the wrong way for her, right? So like so, and like so, maybe like this. Right, because when we do this, we're forward like that more. Okay. This pose has never existed before, so this is going to be a little bit more complicated. I feel like she's cozying her drink here. Sort of cradling it a little. Okay. Like I said, I kind of want to extend this out a little here, so we're going to take first let's bend this guy out so he's supporting this drink. All right, so now we're going to take this pose, because I like the pose. I'm going to solve with it. And this is Chang and her drink. And we're just going to save this pose. So save as. And when we save these poses, we can use them again now. Right? Chang. Sydney. And 1. Same thing, we're going to take her, make sure that her hips general is turned off, and general turned off, so that we don't have to save those. Those two tell location, XYZ location, of where everything is. So we're going to take the eye target now and line it up for our dearly beloved Jacine here, who's been chatting with her. All right, so now she is doing the thing where We'll have her here. We'll rotate her like so that she is facing Justine. And then she is asking the important question here. Right? And that is, what time is it? Midshipman. Right? This is the important question she's asking. What time is it, midshipman? Okay. So we look here. What time is it, midshipman? Here is going to be this panel. So we want to be kind of close with her. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's build us another camera. At this point in time, we can create a new camera, and we can call this camera CU on. Okay, right? And this camera, then we'll go ahead and set its wavelength or its focal length to 35 millimeters, which is the standard for camera width. Right? We'll go ahead and look at camera 2. We're going to take Kang here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hit her face right there, and then just come right in. We're going to zoom right in like this. Okay, so hitting dead on like this, we're kind of looking at her, or looking at him over, or looking at her over his shoulder. So we're going to kind of put him here in the foreground, kind of give him an idea of what's going on, and give some balance to this. Looking at this in a way, I'm kind of not liking the angle we're at first. So I'm going to rotate her just a little bit. Like she's facing him. We want him. We want her facing. All right. Okay, the question really is, how close do we want this to be? We'll see what we get. Page 5, frame 3. One of the reasons I saved this for last was because it's kind of a pain in the butt. Because I knew I wanted some action and movement in this, and that every time there's a lot of movement, there's always some kind of thing we don't need to have shown. Right. All right, so what we're going to do now is copy. Bring this frame, hit paste. Move this in. Perfect. Just like that, right? That's what we're doing. Right. We'll do what we call the reverse. And this is going to be a reverse camera. I'm going to take him and put him on the chest seat. We'll do the same thing so we don't have to mess with this. Let's do that. And then we come up close like so. And give a close up for him here. Let's do the same thing we did before though. Let's go ahead and move him. Or make sure we have a 35mm camera. So here we go. Easy render. All right. So we go to this frame here. Just load them in. In this instance, we're going to shrink him down just a little bit because we want to be able to see that he's uncomfortable just sitting here, being totally uncomfortable. There we go. We'll do a close up on her. And she will bring her coffee threateningly. All right. We'll just what we're doing here is just threateningly drink her coffee. Right. Let's raise one of the graphics. It's funny. No, not another that way. Okay, we've got to open up her eyes though because her eyes are closed. And she's giving him the look. And she is still half asleep. So I really don't want to mess with it too much. That's when I was under control. What do you think? Probably not. Over here, we'll select this panel. It's not a panel, let's go. No, I know what the story is. And in this instance, we're wanting to just make this just a little bit bigger, because this is the point. Okay. Same thing we've done before. Bork. This guy is much more important to be gray than this guy, but this guy can be all white, and I'm okay with that. All right. In this instance, she's going to be cute. So she's just like, do you get it yet? You following me yet? Okay. We'll go here. Then we'll go back to the main camera, which is the same wide shot as before. But I'm going to go ahead and bend her feet forward so that she's just a little bit less stable there. Now, at this point in time, she's going to bend her head back. She's not going to be as hunched over because she's being a captain now. Okay. So she's talking to him a little bit about, hey, you've been put up to this. This is where body language is important. Okay. So we've been adjusting a little bit. Let's give her some body language that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to actually kind of rotate her back just a hair like so. Pull it forward. It's not going to really matter at this point in time. It's the same frame we just had, except now she's got her coffee, so things are a little different. We're not going to tilt her head side to side either. She's addressing him directly. And so, giving him a direct address like so, I'm going to be able to lower her coffee just a hair here. Right. And when we're at it, we twist her coffee because she's not actually trying to dump it on the floor. Right. A little hard to keep control of this, but that's okay. Minor adjustments like so. And I actually kind of feel like, even though she's enjoying the warmth of holding her coffee, she's going to gesture still. So we're going to take her right hand here. We're going to say, hey, did you actually did the Marines put you up to this? Like this, right? Marines put you up to this. He's like, what? No, I mean, okay, so I'll yell at the Marines. Like so, right? We'll go with parameters, post controls. The same thing we want here. We want to just go ahead and real quick. And the Marines put you up to this. Thought so. Okay, so what you're going to notice is this scene matches the top scene on the top of the page. So with that, we've completed that bit. And this matches this now. And this poor panel is back in the days when we didn't know how to use the paneling controls. Right. Bring in this panel, I'll copy. And we have symmetry. Right. Okay. So now we finished this page as far as the pre-posing goes. We'll go on ahead and start inking it in. Oh my goodness. I'll stand up because I like to stand up whenever I ink. And we'll just, why would you end and add a new layer? I don't want a new layer. Bumped my control buttons there. And grab you. This layer. Right here. We're going to click our pen. Make sure we're on our G pen. Make sure the G pen is set for the correct size. It is not. And we'll check to make sure that it runs the right colors. It does. All right. We'll move in. And let's start it. All right. Okay. All right.
Precision is important at this point in time because this is the third page of the comic, and we've got kind of a little bit of the story going on still here. We kind of want to make sure we don't mess it up so people can't recognize the characters. So I should do her hair first. Hmm. Looking at the magic of the intersection eraser here. Okay, so also kind of want to cut that out because it goes lower than that. Her hair, Chang's hair has never really been a thing that I've ever actually gotten kind of straightened out correctly. Like, it goes directions in every frame that's sort of different than the previous frame. So one thing I've got to make sure though is that each color is a very firm line. Fucking snakes. All right. Who knew? Right. While we're at it, let's go ahead and turn off text in here so I can see what's going on. I'm going to make sure I seal up all the green things in here because the green things are All right. The other thing we're going to do is we're just going to make an outside edge here like so. And we're ultimately going to end up ensuring that it leaks. The reason is because we're going to want him to not look like he's part of the background. So we want him to really stand out. But on the same token, we want to use the existing sort of setup in here, right? So we've already got this setup. So I'm going to intentionally build in leaks. So when we select it all like this, it'll leak inside here and grab that. But the rest of this won't leak. So when we do this, we select and bring this back up to 100%. Only that leaked apparently, but she's open and clear. He's open and clear as well. Okay. Major reason for that is that we want to sort of still have an outline going around him, where we can actually use that to our advantage. Click here, delete. Terribly worried at this moment. So what we're going to do then is take this guy, and that flattened it out onto the same frame here. Ooh, let's not do that. Let's do this first. I'm going to take this guy and we're going to just get rid of his color. So there's no color. Okay? And the second thing I want to do is it's very dark here. Okay, so we're going to take a level correction in this. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to take correction level here. Lighten up, we'll see that. Lighten up, people. All right. Okay, so that's just making it lighter in here. He's in a spacesuit, so we usually the kind of the rules that I've been going by here is if they're in a spacesuit, then we use the spacesuit in the render. We render the spacesuit. So saturation, make sure the saturation is 0. Raise the luminosity. Okay, makes it a little easier to see him. Then at this point in time, we can take then this layer, let's say E, and take this layer, and say E again. That's flattened it all down into one layer. And hopefully I can then do this and then erase the entire thing. Okay. One here then with and then he's in a spacesuit, so I want to put lines on his tentacles to indicate that he's in a spacesuit. These are there we go, like so. I'm going to then kind of do this and do this. And reinforce some of this design. Right. When they are not in space, just seeing hologram or holograph around, they don't need to be in spacesuits. So you'll get them in their little holographic, or they'll come in a holographic form. Right. Right. Okay. Okay, so we've got kind of that going for us here. I may decide later to come back and do something about that, but we'll see for right now. Right now, I'm not messing with it too much. Highlight her hair so that she doesn't, we don't lose her against the background here. And then we always put in just a hair of highlights in her eyes, and that will be flattened out. Okay, and that gives us that whole picture is good. We're ready to go. We'll move to the next panel. Right. Again, do the same thing. Turn that all off. I'm not going to use the blue line under here, so we're just going to use this. Come in here. Really? Okay. Okay, remember that her hair falls to the side like so. Okay, I'm having problems here. Her hair should be like so. There we go. Great thing about this is whoop, all that goes away, all that goes away, and all that goes away. All right. And that can go away too, because I don't need that, and I don't need that. All right. Oh, do need that though. All right. And remember, the front of this uniform just pushes down like so. Here, like so. And one of the things we are doing here is hand drawing this replimat. All right. We're doing this so that we can illustrate just that there's something here. Right. Right. We're just putting in this replimat. That way I don't have to explain what's going on in the scene. All right, we already kind of know.
Okay. How goes your drawing?
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of at a point now where I'm just trying to finish this little page here, but I don't think I'm going to make it. So that's okay. I got work tomorrow, so it's kind of like, a bummer. But I'll get that. Your coffee. Gee.
Coffee o'clock.
Right, exactly. That's the scene we're in right now. What time is it, ensign or midshipman? What time is it? 600, sir. Stare. I think I get it, sir.
I saw this and I found it amusing. But you don't have to look right now.
Yeah. It will not only kill you, but it will hurt the whole time. I gotta admit, that is a deterrent.
Right?
All right. Now, if we take this and hopefully we do this right. Not too much of a hurry. We don't need to do anything. Actually, we don't need to do anything. All we need to do is bring that up to there, and poof. Right? We do need to. Dang it. So, and it just needs hints to say that things are going the way it's supposed to go. I'm going to take this guy, merge him down. So, then I can come in here and port. Right. Okay. Get in here close. I don't know if I can get this right. Let's see. Yeah, the thing is just gonna get bogged up. Ugh. We may or may not want to come back for that. We'll have to see. So this all just is a simple scene that doesn't require a lot. I'm going ahead and put life in her eyes. So now we're going to hit save. Okay. Moving along on this at a pretty good clip. We've got 2 panels in already. Oh, man. but it's 11:47, so I probably have just enough time to do one more panel before we clear. Okay. I'm going to redo this entire bubble because I want her to say what time is it, midshipman, here. Right, but you can already see that what we have done now is given action to what she's doing, her behavior. Right, hit this panel here, go here, come in close. And we've got this, and then we've got this. Come out here. Right, getting close here for this. Little chubby cheeks, rounded cheeks here. Dang it, we're really having problems with this. There we go. There's the triangle cup. And we have here. That's a rattlesnake. Yes, what time? Now, secret to hands, one of the secrets to hands is we don't have to draw all the details. I mean, we know what a hand looks like, so you don't always put all the details into hands. In fact, too much detail makes her look old. It's like a lot of things. If you put too much detail in, it starts to make them look old. Someday when we're not racing the clock, I can make that illustration. Today we're racing the clock, so because I really kind of want to get to the point where I'm just going to kind of have her sort of holding like this, and then we'll just give, just indications that we're with our hand there, just enough that we all understand what's going on. Drawing is, especially comic drawing, a communication tool. The most important thing that we are serving here is the story. The artwork is secondary. It's important, very important. However, it's only as important. That was not cool. It's only as important as the story. So it serves the story, and if it doesn't serve the story, we don't do something with it and work with it. Sometimes we have to adjust for the maquettes. Right, this maquette is not quite pulling what we want it to, which is fine, because we want her holding the coffee mug like so, but with the trigger is important. What the trigger does on this is opens up the valve for this so that you don't spill your coffee in 0G. So, since coffee or your drink, I guess it doesn't have to be coffee, but it is a drink. So, you don't want to spill your drink in 0G. So, there we go. All right. What we'll do is the same thing we did before, because it's a single panel. All right. So we'll have her standing there like so, and then what we can do at this point in time is just take this and flatten it down. Right. We can take this color here, like this. Here and up here, right back here, right here, right there, and right there, and here, and here. Okay. I'm gonna go over here and grab that. Do, 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 do. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Now we've kind of colored in all of the surface patches and everything like that. We just go in ahead and grab some of this black and get her hair. And as we did before, come in here and bring some life into her eyes. Although, as someone who is drinking coffee and not quite awake yet, she may not have a lot of life in her eyes yet. She may be pretty toast still. All right. And then I'm going to go in here and grab this and just tap in there. Cover kind of that area there. And then make it so it's white as bad. And I think these are black. So we're going to go ahead and tap them like that. And there we go. All right. All we managed to do was pull in 3 panels on this one, but it is a 6-panel page. So we can pull the other 3 panels in about an hour. So this page, which was complicated. Oh, ho, 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 ho. There we go. We don't want that. No one wants that. Save there. Could have been somewhat disastrous. Undo. Okay. All right. Okay. So we got 3 panels in. That's not bad at all. We'll just finish these last 3 panels tomorrow night, and that'll clear page 5, and then we will be clear all the way down. All right, so if I close you up, now you can see where we are here. We'll have all the way to page 13 squared away. So the first, 11 pages here will be complete. And then we'll be able to go to 13. That's not going to be done until other sets are done. And so we want to make sure the places on the ship are ready. Okay. Then once we do, we'll have to deal with 19. Bottom of 27, there's one missing frame on 24. So we've got a kind of few places left, but nothing major, right? So there we go, guys. That's us for tonight. We're clear. See you guys tomorrow night. Bye.